Welcome beautifully to our quiet space today, to our channel, English Gateway. Please take a deep, gentle breath and look around you for a moment. Every single day, millions of people wake up early. They leave the comfort of their homes and go to work, spending hours using their precious time, their energy, and their very life, all for one single thing: money. But here is a quiet truth that no one clearly explains to you. Most gentle people spend their entire life running and chasing money without ever truly understanding how money actually works. They carry a heavy burden, thinking that if they just work harder, they will naturally earn more. They deeply believe that if they earn more, they will finally become free. But reality gently shows us something very different. There are people who exhaust themselves working 12 hours a day, yet they still struggle painfully to pay their bills. And then, there are those quiet souls who understand the system, who make money work for them, and who slowly build a beautiful life of freedom, understanding the system. So, what is the exact difference between these two lives? The difference is wonderfully simple. Some people are working purely for money, while some people deeply understand the game of money. You see, money is not just your income. It is absolutely not just your salary, and it is not just the cold numbers sitting in your bank account. Money is a system. Money is a tool, and most importantly, money is a game. And like every game in this world, it has clear rules, it has strategies, and it has patterns. If you do not understand these rules, you will keep playing with all your heart, but you will sadly keep losing. But if you gently understand the game, if you learn exactly how money really moves, how it grows, and how it disappears, then slowly, everything in your life changes. You stop running after money, and you beautifully start controlling it. In this space, you are not just going to hear empty motivation. You are going to understand money in a simple, clear, and real way that most people never do. After this, you will not just earn money. You will start playing the game to safely win. By listening carefully, you will also learn how to understand, think, and feel in English. Stay with me till the end. And if you really want to improve your English in a simple and powerful way, subscribe to the channel and keep learning with me. Chapter 1. Redefining Value. Let us start from the most basic, quiet question. What exactly is money? Most people will quickly say, money is cash, money is salary, or money is what I earn every single month. But that is a very limited, heavy understanding. Money is not just paper, and it is not just numbers. Money is simply a pure representation of value. That beautifully means money comes to you when you give value to someone else. If you gently solve a problem, you get paid. If you help people, you get paid. If you create something useful for the world, you get paid. So, money is absolutely not the starting point. Value is the true starting point. This is exactly where most people make their very first mistake. They focus only on earning money. Instead of taking time to increase their value, they constantly ask themselves, how can I earn more money? But the better, more peaceful question is, how can I become more valuable? Because when your personal value increases, your income must naturally follow. The two paths of life, let us gently understand this in a simple flow. Most people live their entire lives like this: work, earn, spend, and repeat. They wake up, go to work, earn their money, spend it all, and then sadly start the heavy cycle again. This cycle continues for years. But people who truly understand money follow a completely different, healing path: value, skills, income, assets, and finally, freedom. First, they quietly build skills. Skills increase their value, and that value increases their income. But they do not stop there. Instead of spending everything they have, they convert their hard-earned money into assets. And those beautiful assets slowly start generating more money for them. This is exactly how the game changes. Let us go deeper and imagine two people earning the exact same income. Person A earns money, spends everything, and has to start again. Person B earns money, saves some gently, invests in assets, and builds future income. After a few years, their lives look completely different. This is not because of luck, and it is not because of natural talent. It is purely because one understood money and the other sadly did not. The neutrality of money. Now, please hold on to this important point. Money is completely neutral. It is not good, and it is not bad. It simply follows human behavior. If you are careless with money, you will sadly lose it. But if you are disciplined with money, you will beautifully grow it. So the real problem in life is absolutely not money itself. The real problem is how people think about money. Most people see money only as something to spend. Smart, peaceful people see money as something to carefully use, grow, and control. This small, quiet change in thinking is the very first step in winning the game. Because once you truly understand that money is not the final goal but a natural result of value, you stop chasing it blindly. Instead, you start building something that attracts it naturally and beautifully. Welcome beautifully back to our quiet space. Now, let us gently step into Chapter 2, the rules of the money game. Every single game in this world has rules. Football has rules, chess has rules, and business has rules. And naturally, money also has rules. The heavy problem is that no one ever teaches these rules clearly to us. So, most gentle people keep playing this exhausting game without ever understanding why they are losing. Let us break this down simply, peacefully, and clearly. Rule 1. Money flows quietly to value. Please understand this deeply. Money does not come to you simply because you need it. Money beautifully comes because you create value. If you gently solve small problems, you will earn small money. But if you solve big problems, you will earn big money. Think about it for a moment. A person who helps one single person earns limited money, but a person who helps millions of people earns massive money. That is exactly why a local worker earns a limited income while a global creator earns millions, because the scale of value is completely different. So, instead of anxiously asking, "How can I earn more money?" start peacefully asking, "How can I create more value?" This is the first beautiful shift in your mind. Rule 2. The heavy lie of hard work. Rule 2 is a truth that might surprise you. Hard work alone absolutely does not create wealth. This is one of the biggest lies that people sadly believe. We are taught, work harder and you will become rich. But look at reality. There are people working physically all day, yet they are still struggling financially. Why does this happen? Because money is not only about your effort, it is beautifully about leverage. Leverage means asking yourself, how many people can you impact? How many systems are quietly working for you? If your income depends only on your personal time, your growth will sadly always be limited. But if you build systems, skills, or assets, then your income can gently grow without your constant, exhausting effort. So the rule is wonderfully simple. Do not just work harder. Work smarter and patiently build leverage. Rule 3. Time is your greatest quiet power. Rule 3 tells us that time is more powerful than effort. Most people heavily underestimate time. They say to themselves, "I will start later, I will invest later, I will learn later." But in the money game, time is your absolute biggest advantage. This is because of one powerful, invisible concept: compounding. When you invest money, it does not just grow linearly. It beautifully grows over time on top of itself. Small amounts, when given enough quiet time, become deeply powerful. This is why starting early always beats starting big, and consistency gently beats intensity. Even small, smart decisions made today can safely create massive results tomorrow. So the real question is not how much money do I have? The real question is, how early did I understand the game? Rule 4. Master or servant. Rule 4 is a gentle warning. If you do not control money, it will control you. Money is a wonderful tool, but if you do not understand it, it sadly becomes your master. You will work for it, stress for it, and constantly fear losing it. People who do not understand money spend without thinking, save without pure purpose, invest without true knowledge, and then they sadly feel stuck. But people who truly understand the game give direction to their money. They clearly tell money where to go, and they make money work for them. That is the beautiful difference. Rule 5. The patient, long-term journey. Rule 5 is perhaps the most healing. The game is long-term, not short-term. Most people sadly lose the money game because they think short-term. They desperately want quick success, quick money, and quick results. But money beautifully rewards patience. Real wealth is not built in days. It is built safely over years of smart decisions. If you keep jumping from one thing to another, constantly chasing shortcuts, you will safely stay stuck. But if you stay beautifully consistent, keep learning, and keep gently improving, then slowly the game starts changing in your favor. So please remember this clearly. Money is absolutely not random. Money follows rules, and once you understand these quiet rules, you stop guessing and you beautifully start playing with clarity and peace. Welcome beautifully back to our quiet space. Let us gently transition into Chapter 3, Active Income versus Passive Income. The limits of active income. What exactly is active income? It simply means you work and you get paid. But if you stop working, the money sadly stops as well. Examples of this are a regular job, freelancing, or daily work. This is exactly how most people earn their living. Please know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with active income. In fact, it is the beautiful starting point for almost everyone. But here is the quiet, heavy problem. Active income is heavily limited. You only have 24 hours in a single day, limited energy, and limited time. Because of this, your income naturally becomes limited too. No matter how hard you try or how much you exhaust yourself, you simply cannot multiply your time. And that is exactly why so many gentle people feel painfully stuck in their lives. The peace of passive income. Now please understand this carefully, and let it bring peace to your mind. Passive income beautifully means you do the work once, but the money keeps coming to you again and again. Here, money actually works for you. Examples of this include investments, businesses, digital products, and creating systems. In the world of passive income, your precious time is not directly connected to your earnings. Even when you are resting or sleeping peacefully, money can still come to you. That is the true, quiet power. Active income gives you survival, but passive income beautifully gives you freedom. If you only depend on active income, you will sadly always have to work. But if you gently build passive income, you start creating beautiful options for your life. You can peacefully choose when to work, how to work, or even whether to work at all. That is real, breathing freedom. Breaking the heavy cycle. Why do so many people never build this freedom? People do not build passive income simply because they spend everything they earn. They do not invest, and they do not learn new skills. They sadly fear risk, and they think only in the short term. So, they stay stuck in the exact same heavy cycle. They work, they earn, they spend, and they repeat this year after year. But here is exactly what smart, peaceful people do. They gracefully use their active income to build passive income, step by quiet step. 1. They earn active money. 2. They save some part of it. 3. They invest in assets. 4. They safely build systems. 5. They patiently grow their passive income. The beautiful turning point slowly, day by day, that passive income starts increasing. And one beautiful day, passive income safely becomes greater than active income. That is the ultimate turning point. That is the exact moment when the game changes completely. The true goal is absolutely not just to earn money. The quiet goal is to reach a beautiful point where your money earns more than you do. Because at that exact point, you are no longer working for money. Money is finally working for you. Please take a quiet moment and breathe and think about this right now. Are you only earning money, or are you gently building something that will earn for you in the beautiful future? Please reflect on this, because that single answer completely decides your future. Welcome beautifully back to our quiet, healing space. Let us now softly step into Chapter 4. Why most people stay broke. Let us be deeply honest with ourselves for a moment. Most gentle people are absolutely not broke simply because they are unlucky. They are not broke because they are not working hard enough. Most people stay broke purely because they do not understand money at a deeper, more peaceful level. And this is a quiet truth that many people sadly do not want to accept. Let us look at the real reasons together, without any judgment. Reason 1. The missing education. The first reason is a heavy lack of financial education from school to college. You spend years learning many wonderful things, but sadly, no one ever teaches you how money truly works, how to invest, how to safely manage your money, or how to build real wealth. So people grow up holding impressive degrees, but with an empty financial understanding. They earn their money, but they simply do not know how to safely keep it. They exhaust themselves working harder, but they still do not grow financially. And then they wonder with a heavy heart, why am I still struggling so much? The peaceful answer is that earning money and managing money are two completely different, beautiful skills. Reason 2. The burden of emotional spending. The second reason is emotional spending. People absolutely do not spend money based on pure logic. They sadly spend money based on their heavy emotions. When they feel stressed, they spend. When they feel happy, they spend. Even when they feel bored, they spend. They gently buy things to impress others, to feel a little better, or just to look successful. But this temporary happiness deeply creates long-term problems. Instead of quietly asking themselves, do I truly need this? They anxiously ask, do I feel like buying this? And slowly, their precious money disappears into the wind. Smart, peaceful people do not just focus on earning money, they beautifully control their behavior around money. Reason 3. The heavy fear of risk. The third reason is the heavy fear of risk. Many people beautifully say, I want to grow financially, and I want to become rich. But the exact moment an opportunity comes, they sadly step back. Why? Because of deep fear. They fear losing money, they fear failure, and they fear making mistakes. So, they choose what feels like safety. But here is the healing truth. No risk simply equals no growth. If you keep your money locked in the safest place forever, it will absolutely not grow. It will only stay exactly the same, or it will slowly lose its value. Smart people do not take blind, dangerous risks. They take calm, calculated risks. They take time to learn, they deeply understand, and then they peacefully act. Reason 4. The illusion of looking rich. The fourth reason is living purely to impress others. People do not buy things because they actually need them. They buy these things simply because they want other people to see them. They chase expensive clothes, expensive phones, and a very expensive lifestyle. But behind all of that loud show, there's absolutely no real financial strength. This is quietly called looking rich, but not actually being rich. This exhausting mindset keeps people painfully stuck, because instead of building true assets, they just keep building heavy expenses. Please remember this soothing truth. Real wealth is quiet. Real wealth is deeply patient. Real wealth is never about showing off. It is purely about growing. Reason 5. The trap of short-term thinking. The fifth and final reason is having no long-term thinking. Most people think like this. What can I get today? What can I enjoy right now? But the beautiful money game generously rewards those who quietly ask, what can I safely build for tomorrow? Short-term thinking is all about spending now, enjoying now, and sadly worrying later. But long-term thinking is beautifully about building now, growing slowly, and enjoying true freedom later. This small, quiet difference creates a massive gap over the years. So please understand this clearly. People absolutely do not stay broke just because of money. They stay broke because of their own decisions, their daily habits, and their mindset. And the most beautiful healing news is this. All of this can safely be changed. Welcome beautifully back to our quiet, healing space. The good news is that all of this can be changed. Let us gracefully move into Chapter 5, the power of saving and investing. Now, let us talk about something very important because earning money is only the beautiful beginning. The real game starts exactly when you decide, what will I do with the money I earn? Step 1. The shield of saving. Step 1 is saving, which is your very first layer of protection. Please understand that saving is absolutely not about becoming rich. Saving is purely about protecting your precious self. Life is naturally unpredictable. Unexpected problems can sadly come at any time. These can be sudden health issues, a job loss, or quiet emergencies. If you do not have savings to hold you, one single problem can completely destroy your stability. So, saving safely creates security. It beautifully gives you peace of mind, and it gives your soul true breathing space. But here is the heavy mistake that many gentle people make. They wrongly think that saving is enough. No, saving alone will absolutely not make you wealthy. Step 2. The miracle of investing. This brings us to Step 2. Investing, which brings the real, quiet growth. While saving beautifully protects your money, investing actually grows your money. If you only save, your money sadly just stays exactly the same. But if you gently invest, your money finally starts working for you. This is the ultimate, beautiful turning point. When money gently starts working for you, absolutely everything in your life changes. When you invest your money, you do not just earn on your original, quiet amount. You beautifully earn on your earnings also. This creates a deeply powerful, invisible effect called compounding. At first, this quiet growth looks slow, very, very slow. But over time, it becomes faster and much stronger, just like a peaceful snowball rolling down a hill. It is small at the very beginning, but it becomes massive at the end. This is exactly why starting early is far more important than starting big. Consistency is always more important than intensity. Even very small investments, when done regularly with a calm heart, can safely create big, beautiful results. Step 3. The grace of discipline and patience. Step 3 is about inner discipline and deep patience. Many people excitedly start investing, but they sadly expect fast results. When they do not see quick, loud growth, they simply stop. But the beautiful money game does not reward impatience. It heavily rewards discipline. It rewards quiet consistency. It deeply rewards those who patiently stay in the game. Because real, true wealth is never created overnight. It is created slowly, peacefully, through smart and repeated decisions. If you want to keep this very clear in your heart, please gently remember this: earn, save, invest, and repeat. Do not just do this once, and not just for a few months, but patiently for years. This is exactly how ordinary, quiet people build extraordinary, beautiful financial lives. Most people see money only like this: money is just for spending. But smart, peaceful people see money like this: money is a beautiful tool to safely create more money. This small, quiet shift in your mind changes absolutely everything, because now you do not just use your money, you gently multiply it. Please take a quiet moment to breathe and think. Are you only earning and spending, or are you actually beautifully growing your money? Because your honest answer deeply decides your future. Welcome beautifully back to our quiet space. Let us now gently move into Chapter 6, Assets versus Liabilities. If you understand only one single concept in the world of money, this should be it. Because this one simple, quiet idea has the pure power to completely change your future. Let us keep it very simple and peaceful. The beauty of an asset. What exactly is a quiet asset? An asset is simply something that beautifully puts money into your pocket. It generates pure income, and it safely grows your wealth. Beautiful examples of this are investments, small businesses, digital products, and income-generating systems. These assets work safely and constantly for you. Even when you are resting, or even when you are not working at all, they can still bring money to you. That is the peaceful feeling of true security. The heavy burden of a liability. On the other hand, what is a heavy liability? A liability is simply something that takes money out of your pocket. It constantly creates heavy expenses, and it sadly reduces your wealth. Examples of this include an expensive lifestyle, things that quickly lose their value, and purchases that simply do not generate any income. Liabilities constantly demand your precious money. Again and again, most gentle people deeply think they are building wealth. But in quiet reality, they are sadly just increasing their liabilities. They buy things purely to look successful to others, expensive items, unnecessary upgrades, and a loud lifestyle that they simply cannot sustain. And slowly, painfully, their monthly expenses grow much faster than their income. So no matter how much they exhaust themselves to earn, they still feel heavily stuck. The simple game of wealth. The game of money is actually wonderfully simple. Rich people peacefully buy assets, while poor and average people sadly buy liabilities. That is simply it. The true difference is absolutely not always your income. The real difference is exactly what you choose to do with your money. Imagine this: two people can earn the exact same amount of money, but one person patiently builds assets and safely grows their wealth, while the other person builds heavy liabilities and stays painfully stuck. Over time, this quiet, invisible gap becomes massive. A healing question for your daily life. Every single time you earn, money, please take a soft breath and gently ask yourself one question. Is this making me richer or poorer? Please start small. You do not need big money to start building beautiful assets. Even very small, quiet steps deeply matter. Learning a new skill, safely investing a small amount, or building something that can grow, all of these things quietly matter. Because once you beautifully start building assets, your life slowly and peacefully shifts. Your money finally stops disappearing into the wind, and it wonderfully starts multiplying. True wealth is absolutely not about how much money you earn. Wealth is purely about how many assets you quietly own, because in the very end, assets create income, income creates freedom, and freedom is always the real, beautiful goal. Welcome beautifully back to our quiet space. Let us now gently move into Chapter 7, The Psychology of Money. Now, let us go deeper, because money is absolutely not just about cold numbers. Money is beautifully about how you think, how you deeply feel, and how you behave. And sadly, this is exactly where most gentle people lose without even realizing it: the burden of emotional spending. We often believe that our money decisions are purely logical, but in quiet reality, they are deeply emotional. People simply do not just spend based on their true needs. They sadly spend based on their heavy feelings. There is stress spending, there is happiness spending, and there is comparison spending. And through these emotions, slowly, the money disappears. That is exactly why two people earning the exact same income can have completely different financial lives purely because their behavior is different. Healing the wounds of childhood beliefs. Let us gently look into our past. From your childhood, you quietly develop deep beliefs about money. Some gentle people grow up deeply thinking that money is incredibly hard to earn. They think rich people are just lucky, and they tell themselves, "I will never become rich." These heavy beliefs sadly become invisible limits in your mind, and without even realizing it, you automatically start acting according to them. You stop trying, you play it too safe, and you painfully stay stuck. But the quiet souls who win the money game hold beautifully different beliefs. They gently believe that money can be created. They deeply know that skills can increase income, and they beautifully tell themselves, "I can learn and grow." And these quiet, positive beliefs naturally change their everyday actions. It is absolutely not about how much you earn. It is purely about how you behave with what you earn. Someone earning less but peacefully saving and investing consistently can safely build beautiful wealth. Meanwhile, someone earning much more but spending blindly without control can sadly stay completely broke. So, quiet discipline always matters much more than high income. Releasing the weight of social pressure. Let us talk about the heavy burden of looking at others and constantly trying to match their loud lifestyle. This heavy social pressure silently creates fake needs in our hearts. You see others buying things, and you suddenly feel like you should also buy them. But what you do not see is their hidden financial reality, their quiet struggles, and their heavy debts. So you unknowingly copy their lifestyle without truly understanding the system. And this always gently leads to deep financial stress. Smart, peaceful people gently focus on their own beautiful path. They absolutely do not compete in spending. Instead, they quietly compete in building. If you truly want to win this money game, you need the right healing mindset. A strong, quiet money mindset gracefully looks exactly like this. Spend with pure awareness, invest with deep patience, think long-term, and gracefully stay disciplined. Focus entirely on quiet growth, not on a loud show. Because in the very end, money does absolutely not respond to our empty wishes. Money only responds to our daily behavior. The true reflection of wealth. The biggest, most beautiful change in your life happens the moment you truly realize this. Money is absolutely not outside of you. Money is a pure reflection of you. It reflects your daily habits, your quiet decisions, and your deep mindset. So, if you truly want to safely change your financial life, please do not just blindly chase money. Gently change the way you think, because once your thinking beautifully changes, your actions will naturally change. And once your actions change, your results will peacefully follow. Please take a quiet moment and just think. Are you peacefully controlling your money, or are your heavy emotions quietly controlling it? Because that single, honest answer peacefully decides absolutely everything. Welcome beautifully back to our quiet healing space. Let us gently step into Chapter 8, How to Increase Your Income the Smart and Strategic Way. The heavy limit of saving. Please understand this softly. If your income does not grow, your life will sadly always feel limited. You can gently try saving more of your money. You can try cutting your daily expenses, but there is always a heavy limit to how much you can actually save. However, there is absolutely no limit to how much you can beautifully earn, and this is exactly where most gentle people think wrong. They focus far too much on saving small amounts instead of gently increasing their ability to earn more. So, the real, peaceful question is this: how do you safely increase your income in a smart and powerful way? Step 1. Nurture value, not just effort. Step 1 is to gently increase your value, not just your physical effort. Most people exhaust themselves trying to earn more simply by working more hours. But this heavy strategy has a painful limit because your precious time is limited. Instead of anxiously asking, "How can I work more?" please gently ask your heart, "How can I become more valuable?" Because your income is directly connected to your pure value. The more valuable you beautifully are, the more you can comfortably earn. Value quietly comes from your skills, your deep knowledge, and your problem-solving ability. So, if you patiently improve your skills, your true income potential automatically increases. This is exactly why two people working the exact same hours can earn completely different amounts. It is simply because their value is completely different. Step 2. The beauty of high-income skills. Step 2 is to safely learn high-income skills. Please know that not all skills are equal. Some skills pay very little, while some beautiful skills pay a lot. High-income skills are those that quietly solve important problems, are in high demand, and safely create a real impact in the world. Beautiful examples of these powerful skills include communication, sales, technology, content creation, and problem solving. You absolutely do not need to burden yourself by learning everything, but you must become very good at something truly valuable. Because in the quiet game of money, specialized skills create a higher, safer income. Step 3. Healing through solving bigger problems. Step 3 is to gently solve bigger problems. Your income naturally grows exactly when the size of your problem solving grows. If you solve small problems, you earn small income. If you beautifully solve big problems, you earn big income. People are always willing to pay more for solutions that save their time, gracefully reduce their pain, and create real, lasting results. So instead of heavily thinking, "What job should I do?" quietly think, "What problem can I solve that people will happily pay for?" This shift in your mind is deeply powerful because now you are not blindly chasing money. You are beautifully creating value, and money simply follows you. Step 4. The safety of multiple streams. Step 4 is to quietly build multiple income sources. Relying on only one single income source is a heavy risk because if that one source stops, absolutely everything in your life stops. This is exactly why smart, peaceful people build multiple streams. It absolutely does not mean exhausting yourself by doing everything at once. It just means building, slowly and patiently. You start safely with one income, then you gently add another skill. You start a side income and beautifully create something that can safely grow over time. When you build multiple sources, you gain much more stability and beautiful growth because now you are not dependent on just one fragile system. Step 5. The grace of long-term thinking. Step 5 is to gracefully think long-term, not short-term. Many gentle people sadly jump from one thing to another. They excitedly try something, they do not see quick results, and then they sadly quit. But true income growth beautifully requires quiet time, deep consistency, and steady focus. If you keep changing your direction, you will never build true momentum. But if you stay beautifully consistent, your quiet efforts will safely start compounding. So please, choose a peaceful path, calmly improve daily, and stay patient because real growth is absolutely not fast, but it is deeply powerful. The final reflection: increasing your income is absolutely not about pure luck. It is about gently increasing your value, learning skills, solving problems, and staying beautifully consistent. And once you deeply understand this, you stop painfully depending on random opportunities and you beautifully start creating them. Please take a quiet moment and gently ask yourself, are you just trying to earn more, or are you truly becoming more valuable? Because that single, honest answer peacefully decides your future income. Welcome beautifully back to our quiet space. Let us now gently step into Chapter 9, the power of delayed gratification. The quiet truth of wealth. Many gentle people deeply think that wealth is built purely by luck. Some think it is built by rare talent or by having a rich family. Yes, it is true that those things can affect a person's starting point. But long-term, lasting wealth is often built by something much quieter and much more beautiful than that. It is built purely by the ability to wait. It is built by the quiet ability to control desire and the strength to choose what is truly important over what simply feels good in the present moment. This quiet strength is exactly what we call delayed gratification. Delayed gratification beautifully means that you do not let every passing feeling control your important decisions. It means you absolutely do not obey every desire the exact second it appears. It means you can see something very attractive right in front of you and still peacefully say to yourself, "Not now," because you hold a much bigger, more beautiful goal in your heart. The heavy noise of the modern world. This sounds so simple when you hear it, but in real life, this is truly one of the hardest skills a person can ever build. Why is it so hard? Because our loud modern world aggressively trains people to want absolutely everything fast. We are surrounded by fast food, fast shopping, fast entertainment, fast success, fast results, and fast comfort. People are constantly taught to click now, buy now, watch now, enjoy now, spend now, and upgrade now. Very few gentle souls are taught how to gracefully pause. Very few are taught how to patiently wait. Very few people are taught how to build something slowly and safely protect it while it grows. That is exactly why delayed gratification has become so deeply powerful, because it is so rare, and rare habits always gracefully create rare results. The daily quiet questions every single day. Money softly puts a question in front of you. Do you want pleasure right now, or do you want a much better, safer future later? That heavy question does not only appear when you make a huge financial decision, it beautifully appears in very small, everyday moments. It happens when you want to buy something you do not truly need. It happens when you want to spend purely to impress someone else. It happens when you want to reward yourself, even though you have not built your financial stability yet. It happens when you simply feel bored and think that spending money will make the day more exciting. You might softly tell yourself that one careless decision does not matter, but it truly does matter, because wealth is usually not destroyed by one giant mistake. It is often slowly weakened by many small, quiet decisions that feel completely harmless. That is the real danger. A person gently says, "It is only a little," and then again, "It is only a little more." Then they say, "I work hard, I deserve this," or "I will beautifully save next month," or "I will become serious later." This is exactly how precious years simply disappear into the wind, protecting your inner peace. So delayed gratification is absolutely not just about saying no to one single thing. It is about safely protecting yourself from a heavy pattern. It is about training your beautiful mind to stop asking only one question: what do I want right now? Instead, people who build real wealth learn to quietly ask a completely different question. What will help me most in the long run? That simple question changes absolutely everything, because now you are not just blindly reacting. Now you are deeply thinking. Now you are peacefully leading your life instead of being painfully pulled by every passing emotion. A financially mature, peaceful person deeply understands that every dollar has a future. It can either be spent for a short, fleeting moment of excitement, or it can be safely directed towards something that keeps beautifully growing. It can disappear in one single day, or it can slowly become part of a much stronger, safer future. The difference between these two paths is very often not your income. It is pure patience. The true healing power of patience. Patience is one of the most misunderstood words in the money world. Some gentle people hear the word patience and think it simply means doing nothing. That is absolutely not true. Real patience is beautifully active. It is not laziness. It is quiet discipline. It is the inner strength to keep doing smart, safe things even when the reward feels very far away. It is the deep strength to stay purely committed to your goals even when there is no applause. It is the pure strength to protect what you are carefully building when other people around you are blindly chasing temporary pleasure. This kind of patience is deeply powerful because it gives your decisions the beautiful time they need to work. Just like a seed needs time, a tree needs time, and a strong body needs time. Wealth also beautifully needs time. But many people tragically destroy their own beautiful growth because they simply cannot respect slow progress. They want proof too early, they want reward too early, and they desperately want comfort too early. And when they do not see dramatic, loud changes, they sadly leave the path. This is a very expensive, painful habit. Many great financial results are completely invisible at the beginning. At first, pure discipline looks boring. Saving looks too small, investing looks too slow, and controlling yourself feels deeply uncomfortable. Building a quiet system seems much less exciting than buying something shiny and new. But if you peacefully stay on the path, the invisible beautifully becomes visible. And that is exactly when the whole story changes for you. A beautiful new identity. Finally, let us gracefully talk about your identity. Delayed gratification is not just a simple money habit, it is your personal identity. It softly asks, who are you becoming? Are you becoming a person who gives in to every heavy feeling, or are you becoming a beautiful soul who can safely guide your feelings instead of following them? This truly matters because money follows your character much more than people realize. If your character is weak in small, quiet moments, your financial life safely becomes weak in larger moments too. A person who can gracefully delay gratification becomes wonderfully dangerous in the absolute best possible way. They can quietly study while others nervously scroll. They can peacefully save while others loudly show off. They can carefully build while others simply consume. People often talk about what discipline takes away from us, but please think beautifully about what it gives you. It gives you true breathing space, deep stability, and quiet confidence. It gives you respect for yourself and profound trust in your own decisions. Once a person starts gently seeing the true results of delayed gratification, their whole relationship with money beautifully begins to change. They stop seeing self-control as a heavy punishment, and they beautifully start seeing it as true power. Now, discipline feels like a beautiful strategy. Now, safely saying no today feels good because you deeply understand what that no is building for you. You understand that every controlled, quiet decision is a strong brick, and brick by beautiful brick, you are safely building a financial life that is much stronger than impulse. Welcome beautifully to our final, quiet space together. We have now gently arrived at the final and most practical part of our healing journey. Chapter 10, Building Your Own Money System. The quiet need for structure. Throughout this journey, you have deeply understood money. You can truly admire discipline and you can peacefully agree with these powerful ideas. But please hear this gentle truth. None of that will actually change your life unless your money has a safe structure. This is exactly why so many gentle people stay painfully confused. They gather a lot of information, but they sadly have no system. They have pure motivation, but no clear process. They have beautiful goals, but absolutely no method. When there is no quiet system in place, money sadly becomes emotional, random, and very messy. You might notice this in your own life. One month feels incredibly good, but another month feels heavily stressful. One week feels perfectly controlled, and the very next week completely falls apart. One decision looks deeply smart, but the next decision painfully destroys all your droll, quiet progress. All of this heavy chaos happens simply when your money has no safe place to live. The healing power of a system. A beautiful money system safely solves that exact problem. But what is it truly? A money system is simply a clear, personal plan for exactly how money enters your life, how it is peacefully handled, how it is thoughtfully assigned, and how it is beautifully turned into future strength. It gently removes all inner confusion. It safely reduces waste, and it beautifully increases your mental clarity. It simply gives a clear, safe direction to every single dollar that comes into your precious hands. Please remember this comforting thought. Without a system, your money is easily and painfully pulled by passing moods. But with a quiet system, your money always beautifully follows your true purpose. The beautiful victory of the game. As we gently close this chapter of our lives, please remember that your life will absolutely not change in one big, dramatic moment. It will beautifully change in the small, quiet decisions you safely repeat every single day. Every single time you gently choose discipline over loud distraction, and every time you choose quiet growth over temporary comfort, you are safely moving closer to a much better, more beautiful life. Please, just start small, stay beautifully consistent, and just keep going, because in the very end, this entire journey is absolutely not about how much money you currently have. It is purely about how well you deeply understand it. And once you truly, peacefully understand the game, you do not just play it, you beautifully win.